Can you do it?
Ain't no way.
Well,
We gonna have to.
we'll start from the beginning. First, I'll start almost the end of the taking the islands. We took Okinawa. Okay,
My son was.
we stayed there and we took Okinawa. My job was to shell the beach for the troops to land. So we did that. And then when that was over with, then the troops landed and they fought and fought and fought until they took over the island, except the stronghold. They couldn't penetrate. The wall, it was called Sherry Castle. And the walls were 16 feet deep
Wow.
and reinforced with steel. So the Marines couldn't penetrate. So they called us and asked us if we'd go and bombard and try to break through the wall. So we did. We went around the island, dropped the anchors, and we bombarded for 3 days and 3 nights with 16-inch guns. 3 days and 3 nights. We finally broke through. The Marines went in and took over. That was the end of Okinawa. Today, there's all big mountain
Beautiful.
buildings, you know. When I left that island, there wasn't even a palm tree left on it. But anyway, we penetrated and the Marines took over the island. And in fact, we got a unit citation for penetrating the castle. My sheriff did. And after that, we went on and invaded Iwo Jima, where Mount Suribachi is. We invaded that. A lot of dead men. Yes, a lot of dead. Anyway, we invaded the island and we took it. And then we formed a convoy and we was waiting for everybody to get there to go invade Japan. And while we was waiting, getting all the ships together, we was in it was called an atoll. It made a harbor, but the thing was like a mud lump. It made a circle and we was all in that harbor. And here comes a typhoon. We call them hurricanes over here, but here comes a typhoon.
Above all.
So they contacted all the ships and told them to head out to sea. We'd have to ride it out at sea. So we all did. You know, a few ships didn't make it out, but we did. And man, if you've never been in a typhoon, pray that you don't never. Because in them days you didn't have radar like they got today. So we had to stand watch so we wouldn't run into other ships because you couldn't see. The sea was coming over you. You couldn't see from here to that wall over there. But we had to tie ourselves, put your life jackets on, tie yourself to something so you wouldn't get washed overboard. Well, we made it through that typhoon and then headed back to the atoll so we could muster all the ships together so we could go on an invasion. And some of them didn't make it back. When we got back, some flipped over on the beach and all that. That's how bad the typhoon was. Anyway, we got all the ships together and we took off for Japan. And when we got to Mount Fujiyama, which is right at the mouth of Tokyo Bay, and on one side is Yokohama, on one side is Tokyo. So when we got to that, we could see the top, the snow on the mountain. When we found out that the Japanese surrendered. But we went on in and signed a peace treaty and then head back home.
And how many ships did you have there?
1,700 ships.
1,700. If they wouldn't
All
have,
types.
If they wouldn't have surrendered, that would have been it
Well,
for
they
them.
didn't have any more Air Force. They didn't have any more Navy. So we didn't have to worry about that. We sunk all our ships and we knocked all our planes down. All we had to worry about is the ground troops. And that wasn't nothing because they were starving. When we got there and dropped the anchor, man, thousands of Pinyans, thousands of them little pirogues, I call them, come out there at their ship wanting something to eat. So we tie a bucket to a rope and drop a loaf of bread and it'd fill it up. They had money, all kind of money. You'd fill the bucket up with money and you pull it up.
Okay.
And the cook wanted to kill us because we were stealing everything out the galley. We were dropping all the food down to the Anyway, we did that and we got on a transport and headed back home.
So then that bad then.
But I forgot to tell y'all, when I was in Okinawa, when we was doing the invasion, we got hit by 2 kamikaze planes. So, yeah, we got hit by 2 kamikaze. One of them, the pilot was a woman. We got,
Used to ride to them.
and then we had to wait. We had to wait to get repaired. But the first kamikaze that hit us killed one person. That was a chaplain, cut his head off.
Where were you when that happened?
I was on a gun. I was on a 20 millimeter. And his head come rolling down the deck.
Oh my goodness.
And then when the smoke and
That's
when we put it caught a fire, and so we put it out, and we found out it was a woman that was a pilot. And then the next one that hit us killed 27 guys.
Wow.
So it was damn if you do it, damn if you don't. But I seen sitting on a gun 72 hours without getting off of it.
Oh my God.
You'd have to come bring us sandwiches to eat.
How did you sleep? How did you rest?
Like a drunk.
Yeah, like a drum. It's a good thing that we had fire controlmen. We had guys up. You see, a battleship has that thing way up at the top. That's where they at. They set their controls and all, and it goes down to your gun, and it sets your gun pointing and training. In other words, it puts your gun on a target, and all you got to do is pull the trigger. But it's a good thing we had fire controlmen, because man, kind of,
They switched shifts, right?
huh?
They switched shifts. They did that in shifts.
Yeah.
So somebody was awake setting the guns.
Yeah, yeah, but you see them guys, they work so many hours and they go to bed and somebody
Right.
take their place. We didn't have nobody
Right.
take their place.
I got you.
You just kind of sat there, right?
No,
Waiting.
no, you didn't sit there because them little bullets, they don't need much room to come at you. So you gotta watch where they're coming from so you can,
Wow.